Hi, I'm Missy Evans with the Hartselle Chamber, and welcome to our legislative meet and greet. And I'm here with candidate John Griffith, and he is running against incumbent Daxton Mays for place number, is it four? For the Board of Education for the City of Hartselle. So we're going to just take a few minutes, and thank you for coming and taking time out of your busy schedule to share with the whole community a little bit about yourself and what your ambitions are for the school board. So just starting out, I want to give you an opportunity to share a little bit with the community about who you are, what your background is. So just starting out, tell everybody a little bit about your background and why specifically you are running for the Board of Education. And then adding to that, if I'm not asking, and you can ask me to refresh you if I'm asking you too many questions at one time, but if you're elected, what are going to be some of your priorities? So again, tell them a little bit about yourself, why you're running for office, and then what do you see would be some of your priorities?
Well, I've lived in Hartselle for almost 16 years now. I have two kids that in Hartselle. Trey is in 7th grade at the intermediate school, and my daughter Reese is in he's 7th grade at junior high, and Reese is 5th grade at the intermediate school.
It's that time of year.
Yeah. And I've worked at Newport Steel in Decatur for 13 years, and I graduated high school from Danville and went to college at Athens State. I have a degree in business management. For the past 4 years, I've been a volunteer with CASA of North Alabama, which is a court-appointed special advocate for abused and neglected children in Morgan County. Mm-hmm. And for the past 2 years, I've also served on the board of directors for the Mental Health Center of North Central Alabama. The biggest reason I'm running for school board is because I want to give people an option, a choice in who their officials are. I've noticed since Hartselle's had an elected school board, we've only had one opposed race. Wow. And this will be the third election cycle, which of course this year we have 2 opposed races. But I just give people an option of who their elected officials are, and also I love to serve. I want to serve the community and be a voice on the board for the parents. There's not right now. There's only one board member with a child that's in school, and I just feel like having parents on the board is a good idea.
Yeah, I love that. Mm-hmm.
If elected, I think some of my priorities are we have an SRO program that I want to make sure that it stays or grows. Mm-hmm. Make sure that there's an SRO at every school.
Tell everybody what SRO stands
that's
for.
The Student Resource Officer. Mm-hmm. I believe we call it the School Protection Officer in Hartselle, but it's a Hartselle police officer that's in the schools every day with the kids. Yeah. Obviously, we have the Career Tech Academies at the high school that I'd like to see grow, continue to grow. I mean, there's a lot of positives that have come out of that just in the last few years that we've had it. So the mental health, we're getting a mental health worker in the schools, and that's something very important, and it needs to hope to see that continue to grow and offer that service to as many students as possible. And another thing is the technology in the classroom. We need more. We're especially now with coronavirus and stuff. We're seeing that the teachers. We got Chromebooks for every student. The teachers need the amplifiers so they can be heard over their mask and stuff. But there's so much technology out there that the kids can use. I mean, like 4D projectors where they can almost touch animals. Yes. That they're learning about, or whatever it is that they're learning in class. There's just so much out there that I think that if we can put that in our classrooms, it'll greatly improve the opportunities for kids.
That's great. That's great. And so in addition, we're still kind of getting to know you a little bit. So in addition to some of the things that you've already shared about with the CASA and some of the other programs, are there any other community type activities or organizations that you've been involved in that you'd like to let people know about?
Yeah, but I was also for the last couple of years involved with the PTO at Barclay Bridge. Okay. Which that allowed me to spend a lot of time in the schools and get to know a lot of the teachers and students, administrators, and see what they have and what's working, and then ideas from them of what can change to be better.
That's good. That's good. Great. Okay. So we're going to sort of shift gears and
Okay.
start talking a little bit about what we're calling board governance, or the and that sort of just talks about managing the finances of the school and policy decision making and that kind of thing. And that's what the Board of Education does. They're a governing body.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, what attributes and behaviors do you think are essential for school board members?
Well, I think that the role of the school board and the school board members is to give the teachers and or everybody from the superintendent down to the students the tools they need to succeed.
Yes.
And so I think there needs to be the attributes need to be somebody that knows what the teachers and the students need, and is able to work with them to help get them what they want. I also I think another role, of course, hiring the superintendent, hiring the CFO, and having people in those jobs that you trust and that you know that what they're doing. So then you're letting them run the school system, and you're not having to micromanage the schools.
Yes, very true, very true. Yes, and let's see. And what is the school board member's role, which you really addressed right now? But how does that role differ from the role of the superintendent or the CFO?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I just said, it's the superintendent's role to decide who the principal is, decide which teachers to hire along with the principal, and it's really and with the CFO deciding, where money's spent, how money's spent, and making sure that there's money saved, and and it's really just the school board is there to offer guidance, but also just to oversee that and let they're the experts at what they do. Let them do that, and as long as they're doing a good job and doing what they're supposed to do, the school board shouldn't be in there micromanaging and dictating the specifics of what happens.
Okay. And one of the questions I've asked some of the other candidates is, could you support a board decision you did not vote in favor of? As we know, a board is going to be made up of a lot of different people with different backgrounds and different opinions and ideas about how to execute goals. And so, do you feel like you can support a board decision that you did not vote in favor of, and why or why not?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's, I don't know what decision there is, that decision hasn't been made yet, but yeah, I think that it's important that regardless of your personal feelings towards the decision or how you voted, that the board is united and in every decision that's made, and include, supporting the superintendent and whatever decision it is.
Okay, good, all right. Well, we're going to shift again and talk just about educational programs. And what do you see are some issues that you believe that Hartselle City Schools needs to be addressing, both academically and maybe other areas, outside of the classroom? What are some issues that you think we need to be addressing, and what changes do you recommend?
Yeah, well, one big thing is our pre-K program is growing big. It's huge in Hartselle, and but it's crowding our elementary schools. There's really not a lot of room for growth, and so one thing I'd like to see is a separate pre-K academy just for pre-K, because it's the pre-K standards and what's expected of them is a lot different than kindergarten. And so even though the kids are in school and they're in pre-K at, say, Crestline, and they know that's where they're going to go for kindergarten, there's still a lot of difference in what's expected of a student. And so separating them would not only help with that, but it would also alleviate the crowding in the elementary schools and allow for more collaboration between the pre-K teachers, because there are a lot of pre-K kids that go to pre-K at one elementary school, but they're going to go to kindergarten somewhere else. And so it would alleviate a lot of that.
Oh yeah, I can see that for sure. Anything else?
And well, like I mentioned before, more of the career tech academies, continuing to support those and increase the what's offered and increase the awareness about it, so parents know, and that kids are, the earlier the better, that kids are starting to think about that and what they want to do.
Yes. Well. Yeah, I know, it's true. Kids need to be thinking about those things a lot earlier than they used to.
And Yeah, and then I'm not saying like, elementary school kid needs to know, but 6th, 7th grade, at least it's in the back of their mind. So as they're going through life, for the next couple of years, that they know that that's out there. That it's not just, well, I got to go to college or I got to go in the military when I get out of school. That there are other options that can offer them a very well-paying job right out of high school.
Yes,
Yeah,
right, and wonderful career futures. Yeah. So back to kind of school board issues. What is your vision for education in this community? And it's a really broad question, but what would be your picture of a successful student? And what is your vision for education?
Well, we obviously have one of the best school systems in the state, not the country, and I want to see us get better. Because if you're not continuously improving, somebody else is going to pass you. There's always somebody that's right behind you that wants to be you.
Yes.
And so just continuing to offer as many options and resources to our students as possible, and watching them graduate and flourish and come back to our community and help us grow. It's
very good.
They're what people see about our community is the younger people.
That's good. Let's see. I want to ask you about your opinion of student achievement in our district. Like you mentioned, we are one of the best school systems in the state, but overall, maybe compared to a different state, our achievement could be measured differently.
Yeah.
So how would you evaluate student achievement in Hartselle, and what would be some of your concerns regarding student achievement in the Hartselle district?
Yeah, there's opportunity. With making sure that every elementary school has the same resources as the others, and that every kid's given an opportunity. Regardless of who they are, where they came from, what background they have, that they have the same opportunity as every other kid. And I think we do a good job of it. There's obviously somebody can point out a situation where this happened to them, but we need to take those incidentals seriously and not blow it off as, that just happened one time. Because that one time it's just a little crack in the wall, and then the crack gets bigger and the crack gets bigger, before the wall comes tumbling down.
Right.
And so when there are those small situations where something's happened, we need to take care of it to ensure that it doesn't happen again.
Right, that's right. Because our local school district is impacting our region and ultimately our state overall. So what we do here locally matters.
Yeah.
Not quite sure how our time is, but I do want to give you a quick second to just do what politicians need to do, which is to just talk a little bit about what differentiates you from the other candidates that are running, or any other board members, and why should somebody vote for John?
Like I've mentioned before, I have students in the school system, and I will for at least the next 8 years, because my daughter's only in 5th grade. But I just, I want to be a voice for the parents and voice for the teachers, and I can. Politicians like to make promises and stuff, and I don't want to make a promise, but I know that if I'm, regardless of who you are as a parent or a teacher, that you're going to have my ear. I'm going to listen to you, and I'm going to respect you, and I'm going to accept your feedback about me, and try to work with you and the teachers and the other school board members to improve our education system and make it even better than it already is.
Good, that's good. And I just want to say to you that I honor you for making this decision to run, and the investment that you're making of your time, your money, your time away from your family, and just your heart to really invest in Hartselle. And also your, what you said at the beginning of just wanting to give people options. And I think that is definitely commendable, because, we do want to have a healthy governmental culture. And that means that people do need to have options and opportunities to make decisions and choices. So I love that, and I'm thankful for that, speaking on behalf of the chamber. So anyway, thank you for coming out today.
Thank y'all thank y'all for doing this and giving all of us an outlet to speak to everybody, and central location for all the voters to go to, and see what we all have to say.
Good, good. Well, thank you so much. And y'all get out there and vote on the 25th of August. Thanks.